Hey guys, it's Gala. Welcome back to my channel. As the title states, we left Mexico. We are back in Florida. This is my mom's house. Remember I was telling you guys about all her plants? I gotta show you her plants. Like, she has her whole garden. It's a whole farm over here. But we left Mexico. I was in the hospital. I'm, trying to figure stuff out, but come on over and let's dig into some information, see what's going on, so I can keep you guys updated, tell you everything that's happening and what's coming up next. Okay, so let's go over just what you need to do to come back into the States before I go over the whole, oh my God, we are not in Mexico anymore. It's a little bit windy out here. I hope it's not translated into the video, but inside is way more noisy with kids, grandparents, TV. Anyway, so getting back to the US, you need a COVID test. So the first thing you need to do is get a and you can get the antigen test. For Canadians, you need the PCR test. The antigen test is 299 pesos plus tax, their tax. When I checked my bank statement, it came out to $17.44 for each test, and all three of us had to do it. And I believe the PCR start like maybe 100 US or so for those, but you don't need those to go back to the States. So all you need is the PCR, and those, there's so many places that's doing it. If you're staying at a hotel, the hotel normally has their own testing site. And if you're staying just regular in a house, apartment, or whatever, then we went to Farmacia Aurora. See, I keep saying that one wrong. Anyway, but we went to that one. It was on 10, it was close by the Walmart. So if you're in PDC, you know where the Walmart is. It's right by that. It was super easy. We went in, we didn't get to go in early in the morning, but we went in the evening, paid for the test, and set the appointment for the following day. So you have to go in, pay, and then set the appointment to see the doctor upstairs. Now the doctor, when we got there, it was one at a time. I went in by myself, did all the paperwork and everything, and then I went in with each kid separately to do the testing, sign their forms and everything. So that's pretty much what it was. It was quick, it was easy. He didn't dig for gold, thank God. So so that was, yeah, it wasn't bad. It took maybe 10-15 minutes. If you're doing it by yourself. With the kids, of course, it took a little bit longer because I had to do all their work. But you get the results immediately right there. It was emailed to me, and he printed the form, printed the printout of the same results. So I had a printout, and I had the digital file, and it was done in like 5 minutes. The test took like a couple of minutes, and then I got everything signed off, and then that was it. So how we got to the airport, we got a taxi from, we got the information from one of the groups. This is why it's always good to, if you're going to be there for a while and all that, find one of the groups, the expat groups. Tons of information, tons of recommendations, people that have used, somebody will have the info. I have the info for that taxi driver now because I never used a taxi before. Well, I never used a taxi before. I wasn't using taxis in PDC like that because I was pretty much walking everywhere. We lived, 5-minute walk to the beach, to 5th Avenue and everything. So I got that driver from someone. He was really awesome. Our flight was at 9 something, and he got there 6:30 or right at 6:15, somewhere about there. Took our bags, loaded the car, drove us there. It was 650 pesos to take us to the airport, so that's not bad. When I calculated the Adeo bus, it was 200 and something pesos for me and the older one, and then 100 and something for the little one. So that would have been, I think the total was like 400 and something, no, 5. It was close. So that's why I went with the taxi, because it wasn't bad to do the taxi. And it was so much more convenient. I didn't have to lug luggage to, you know, the station and all that. The taxi was right in front of my building. So that was perfect. So that's how we got there. And we got there with about a 2-hour window, or yeah, somewhere there, about a little bit over 2 hours. It wasn't, the Cancun airport was super easy. It wasn't packed. We got through check-in easily. We had to show our COVID results, of course. And we flew Frontier. That was the first time I was flying Frontier. We always do JetBlue or Southwest when we travel certain places. But Frontier was fine. It was, you know, no frills, whatever. The flight was on time. Check-in was easy. I was a little bit worried about the bags. Yeah, that was the only thing. The bags, you have to pay for everything. So it's like a Spirit, like Spirit's cousin. It is Spirit's cousin. But even with the bags, paying for or carry-ons, it still worked out cheaper than what JetBlue was going to be. At least save me $300 from what I would have paid if I went with JetBlue. But it worked out fine, so I can't complain. What I will complain about, since we're still on transportation, let's just jump into the transportation when we got here. No rental cars. I'm sure if you've been in the States or you're there right now, you know the rental car, whatever shortage that we're having right now, because apparently last year they sold out all their cars. Nobody was renting cars. And now there's no cars to rent. So I couldn't find any cars to rent. And everybody that I knew worked, or, you know, was coming from work because they're medical field and stuff. So they're either going to work or coming from work, and that's gonna, you know, they're already tired. Fort Lauderdale Airport is about 2 hours. No, we came to Miami. Miami Airport is about 2 hours from where we live. So, you know, it was a little bit asking my family to do that, but it was crazy. So I couldn't find a car. So then I'm like, okay, let me try Uber or Lyft. And surprisingly, it was cheaper to get Lyft than it was to hire a private driver. Because I had somebody that one of my friends recommended, and he was charging me, I think, like 50 or 60 bucks more than Lyft, which, I mean, you know, but I'm trying to save money. So I just went with Lyft. So that's literally Lyft 2 hours away. I could not believe that they actually did that, but yeah. So that was the transportation issue in Miami. So if you're coming, book your things like weeks out and be prepared to pay a hell of a lot of money, because that's the prices that I'm seeing and everybody's been talking about. It's been in the news and everything. People are now renting U-Hauls to drive to the beach because there's no cars to rent. So anyway, so we did the transportation. It kind of tied in. So let's go back to getting here. So we did Cancun Airport, super easy. Everything went fine. Got to Miami International. We were the second people in line at immigration. There's nobody in the citizen line. It was 3 booths. They were helping somebody else. They were helping 3 people. There was 1 guy in front of us, and then me and the kids. That was it. There was nobody behind us either. That was it. Miami International at, what did we land, like 12 o'clock Miami time? How? I know Corona, but come on, like, people are going outside now. Like, outside is open back in the US because there's no mask anymore. It's in Florida. They did away with the mask rule and all that, so outside is open. So I was surprised about that. But the visitor line, the tourist line, it did have quite a few people, but it wasn't crazy. It wasn't wrapping around, you know, going all that. It was just a decent amount of people. So it was still super short, 5 minutes. He's like, hey, you guys were in Mexico since December. What you do, move there? I'm like, kind of. I'm like, something like that. And I'm trying to, like, stamp my passport. Let me go take my picture. But he was friendly. He was good. He didn't even, you know, question us or much about anything, maybe 2 questions, whatever, and let us through. And that was it. That was it. And I'm like, at Miami, like, this is the worst airport. Okay, maybe not the worst airport, but I do not fly into Miami, but it was cheaper to go there. So I'm like, okay, let me just do that. But I cannot believe how easy it was to get through. Okay, so since we're here, why are we here? Like, Mexico is bomb. Why are we back? I mean, if you watch my couple of my other videos, you knew we were coming back right around the 6-month mark. It's not 6 months quite yet, but EOCs, kid is still in brick and mortar school. They're just doing virtual. So they the older one, he had EOCs, but the governor did change the FSA rules that we have to take in Florida, the Florida state assessments, which, let me just say, right, you know, Florida moms anywhere, they're crap. Like, we don't need them. They need to do away with them completely forever. But anyway, they changed that, so I had already bought my tickets and everything. So I'm like, we're just gonna go. The little, he was like, yay, we don't have to do it. I'm not doing it. And you know, just because of the year that we had and all that, I'm like, it's fine, you don't have to take the FSAs. So he's ecstatic. My older one though, since he's in high school, he's a freshman, he needed to do his EOCs because he's in biology honors and geometry. See, you can hear my Jamaican coming out. I'm pronouncing it differently. Geometry. But and that counts as part of their grade. But the directive did say the EOCs wouldn't count as a part of their grade, but he wanted to do them because, you know, they're his favorite subjects. He wanted to go in school and, you know, catch up with friends that he hadn't seen or he's been talking to online. So he went in and he did his. And yeah, so we had to do that, and then we had tons of appointments for the kids. So that's why when I was talking about the medical, I said we were going to wait to do their dental work here. So they did cleanings, and then the older is going to get his braces off. Finally, it's been forever. It's not 100%. He has like this side, kind of want to come a little bit closer, but because we're going to be traveling and doing all that, the dentist said it's better if he takes it off, you know, just in case it breaks, and then all that. I'm not sure what happened there, but yeah, so he's gonna get that taken off. And then I did their yearly checkup, physical, you know, did all that. So it's just getting everything out of the way, getting things taken care of, and getting everybody checked out, making sure everything is fine, the kids are fine. Yeah, so the kids are healthy, everything is fine, and they're good for their, this is going to be the longer stint. So before we go into the longer stint, let's go into me being hospitalized, as the title says. Yes, I'm back in America, chilling, enjoying life. And let me tell, okay, so I'm gonna tell you why I went there, but I'm not gonna tell you the rest of, you know, like what's killing me, like literally killing me. But I'm smiling because, you know. So I went there, I went to the emergency room because I had a fishbone stuck in my throat. Okay, if you're Caribbean, they're just probably like Southeast Asia. You know, I'm talking about somewhere where we eat fish. Like, we eat fish, real fish with heads and everything, not fish fillet or whatever. I've been eating that my whole life. I've never had a bone stuck in my throat. And my mom, you know, I'm here, I'm staying at my parents, because my house is still rented. So, you know, I'm homeless. So she's cooking up a storm. And she's like, fried sprats, where my Jamaicans are. I'm eating fried sprats, chugging along, and I'm like, something's not right. I did everything. I did the bread, I did dumpling, I did banana. I even tried something from the internet that said to drink olive oil. That thing came, like 10 weeks came back up instead of the bone. And it was sticking me. Like every time I turned my head or do anything, it was like it was set like this. And it would just stick the next side of my throat every time I move or I was doing this. It was not it. So I didn't do anything that night that it happened. I was just hoping by sleeping it would, I don't know, just disappear. I mean, I was hoping it was gonna disappear. Like, come on, nobody trying to go to the emergency room for a fishbone that was probably like this big. So my friend, one of my closest friends, he's a doctor at one of the hospitals down here. So I text her, I'm like, so I got a fishbone stuck in my throat. He's like, girl, that's why I don't eat fish. Because that was a literal one of his fears, a fish. And I'm like, I didn't even know that was a thing. Like, okay, so anyway, about the fishbone. So he's like, you need to come in like now, and because it can rupture, you know, something else and blah blah blah. And I'm like, all right. So I went in, and they were gonna do you go in and get it out. So they did, you know, their testing. They ran blood work. They did everything. My EKG, heart rate, blah blah blah, whatever. And I went to do my they you know, took the bone out. They put me under I light sedation because I woke up. I was out in the light. Woke up pretty quickly. It was fairly short. And then sitting there waiting for them to come, you know, check me out, do whatever. They came back and they're like, okay, so this is happening. And I'm like, what? Yeah, we're gonna have to keep you overnight. And I'm like, we need to do this, that, give you this, blah blah blah. And I'm like, yeah, this is my face the entire time. Like, what? Really, guys? Yeah. So I had to spend the night in the hospital, getting checked out like a guinea pig, poked and prodded, filled up with this, filled up with that. It was, yeah. So that's an ongoing issue. It's something that I'm still following up with, and literally I'm not, yeah, it's something that I can just fall over, pass out from, and that's it. So that's why I'm taking it seriously. I'm getting that taken care of. It is treatable. It's, you know, I can work with it, I can fix it, but I need to take care of that before. So yeah, so that's what with that. That's what happened with that. So what are we doing now? We are just finishing up, like I said, taking care of my stuff, going over to my house. I need to go clean up my garage, throw some stuff away, give some stuff away, sell some stuff, and try to get it, you know, get my possession a little bit thinner, because I'm not coming back. Hopefully I'm just going to put everything in storage and then rent the house over again, because the lady's going to leave soon. Or if I can rent it with, you know, just keeping my boxes in the side of the garage, if I rent it to a friend again, like I did just now, then that's fine. But yeah, so it's literally just taking care of business, and we hope to be out of here in the next couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks, if that. Just need to finish what we're doing, but yeah, so that's where we're at. I know I'm just going and going. Hopefully all this recorded, because I did one before and I was just talking and nothing was recorded and I almost died. But yeah, so where are we going next? You are gonna have to stay to find out, because we're not telling until we get there. But we're not gonna go back to PDC, because as you may have figured out, that was just our first stop, and we are trying to get to as many countries in the world as possible before, you know, stuff happens or whatever. So we are heading somewhere else, finalizing everything, and yeah, when we get there, I'll just show you a picture, probably on Instagram, like, where are we? And you can tell us where we are. But yeah, I'll of course do a video and share everything. It will be just like in PDC, where to eat, how to get there, what to do, blah blah blah. So yeah, so you got to stick around to hear where we end up in just a few short weeks. I am so excited. I'm ready to go. I know my parents are probably like, they're happy to have us and the kids and everything, but I'm like, yeah, I need my space. After 3-4 nights at, you know, staying with family and stuff, you're like, yeah, it's time to go. Nothing is wrong or anything, but I'm really grateful that I have my parents here that I'm able to stay with, because then I'd have to be renting somewhere while I'm renting out my house. Yeah, and it's ridiculously expensive. But I have my sister too. Hey, Kimon. I could have stayed with her. So I'm just like, you know, on people, just, you know, rooming with people right now. But so that's what's been going on. Oh, I know. That's what's been going on. I think that's it. I don't think I wanted to go over anything else. I think that was pretty much it for today. I have a couple more videos coming up of just the information that I wanted to share with you guys about being in Mexico. If you're planning to move down there and all that for longer term, I still have those videos to come out, so I'll post those. And I'll just show you guys what we've been up to. It's been fun. We've just been hanging out with family and catching up before we leave again, because like I said, it's going to be a longer stint, at least a year and a half, 2 years before we head back, you know, assuming, because just like me being in the hospital for a bone, you never know what life throws at you. And then of course, you know, just remembering that the doctor, my mom, my follow-up primary care, my friend, that the fishbone wasn't the problem. I needed to go into the hospital to get everything else, you know, to find out what was going on, because I wouldn't have really figured it out if I hadn't gone in there. You know what I mean? So the fishbone wasn't even the problem, because I'm trying to figure out if they even found the fishbone, because I was coming out and they're like, oh, I don't see no fishbone. They saw it on the x-ray, but when they went in, there was no fishbone. So where did the fishbone go? You know, so that, I think that was, yeah, one of those things. All right, you guys, that is it for now. Question, comments, go ahead, leave them below, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Don't forget to like, did I say that? Like, ding, hit the bell to get notified of where we end up next, because it might be on your list. You might want to know how to get there, what to do, and all that. And subscribe. All right, talk to you in the next video. Bye.